Okay, are we good? Are we back? Okay, my internet died again. So I think I'll be doing this part of the event off screen because we know what it's like, and also it's very ping dependent. Okay, there's that. Only gives you any mode and you get this badge. Okay, I do like how it looks though. Challenge. What is this? Battlefield Sigma. Oh, it's another one of these events, okay. Support Sentinel. I guess I'll need to do some of this event in order to get modules and stuff. Buff trials. Ten seconds, 70% of attack. I would use this instead. Yeah, so this, I don't know if this is going to be a permanent game mode, but I don't know how much I'm going to invest into it. Because it's just another one of those where you kill enemies and get buffs, and then you use them to kill stronger enemies. Partner rewards. I mean, I guess this is important. Okay. I'll do it off screen, it's just one of those. I can do it on screen, I suppose. Chaos Blessing, wait, is it only, can I only use those characters? No. Well, I have to use Chaos Damage though. Probably not. Keep buff trials and more powerful buffs. So we're just gonna use our usual characters. And then sure. Oh, do I even have any buffs? I do. Are these permanent? Like, do I lose them? I mean, I don't have any duplicates, so I assume they are permanent. When shooting, I'm not going to be shooting. Skill damage. Use the skill cooldown. Rate of fire. Use attack. Uses damage off that after taking damage. Reload speed. Healed. Shot damage. A shot heal. Skill cooldown. Mag capacity. Skill damage. Wisdom damage. Use that. Fire. Cloud dash taken. Yeah, that should be good enough. Do I have to save or? I don't have to save, okay. So let's do it. Let's see what we get. Ideally, we should complete all of the points. I don't know how strong these enemies are. I feel like I should be hitting that. Oh no, that's a Sentinel core thing. These guys are quite tough because you are expected to have more buffs. This is only our first time, so you know things will be harder. These guys are really strong. Like those regular enemies are strong enough already, and these are basically bosses. And also I'm using thermal damage and not chaos damage, so maybe using chaos damage would be able to kill them faster, but I don't have a DPS that's chaos damage. Because my only DPS is Nita and she is thermal. We've been here for 4 minutes already, and we are only on like what, like wave 3, wave 4? That guy's done. On to you. We still have a rating of C. Now rating as B. Maybe, hopefully, we can get more damage with a high rating, like how in the other mode earlier you get more damage from having higher combo. These guys are just getting launched and lifted by me. Dude, are you dead yet? There we go. Thank you for dying. Have a nice day. Jesus Christ. I keep dropping back into C rank and then going back up to B rank. That's what you hear like the ding sound is about. Probably should have went with the thing that decreases your health but increases your damage, because now I am tanking these attacks. So I'm fine with losing health for more final damage output. Dude, stop putting me back in B rank. Or C rank. Put me back in B rank. And let me stay in B rank, please. Right, it's these two again. They took a long time as well earlier. Oh boy. We better get some amazing buffs from this, like Jesus Christ. And I'm sleepy, I tell you. So this is a boss again. Yeah, we're not getting past this wave. We would if we had more time or more damage. Even my nuke can't take out those barriers. Oof. 10 minutes straight of just mashing the E button. I mean, new record score, but I don't think we got any rewards. Sure. Let's see what level they are. So I don't have enough for Chaos because I don't have a Chaos DPS or anything. I mean, I could probably use the trial characters. I'll do it off screen. So I guess buff trial is you do the mission and then you get the module, which we can use on the Sentinel. Once you upgrade your Sentinel, you can do that. I'll do this off screen. It's 18 days. I'll show you guys what I end up to. What are these? Is this a permanent game mode? What am I looking at? Okay, I don't know. But point is, I'll do this, and then I'll do that, and then by the time next stream comes around, which is when like the is there no like rerun? At any rate, next stream I'll show you guys what I end up doing in there. Let's get back to the main story. Revelation. Oh, we got more combat.
ロビーへ向かう途中にあのなんちゃら12とかってやつまた現れたりしないかしら。もしまた姿を現したら絶対に捕まえてやるわ。それでウォーターパークに連れてってバレーボール代わりにしてみんなでぶったたいてやる。たまりなさい。一緒にサボるのもロマンを感じるわよね。
No.
今日は私たちの貸し切りなのよ。
I got curious, but they didn't have attention of detail in mind.
なーにこれ預かっといてね。よっと、へえ、私の腕なかなかでしょ。
Just as Penny and I were on our way to the lobby, my terminal began pinging. I picked up. A specimen in a box. Trailed off, clearly in a difficult position. Rita lowered her voice, careful to keep Mia from overhearing. A civilian like Mia would definitely be rattled if she found out about a strange plan on the loose in the hotel. And on the loose? Does that mean the plan can move? No need to stir up unnecessary panic, Narita and I were completely on the same page about that. After all, SPH-L12 wasn't a true threat to us, but to a civilian, the wrong kind of fear could be just as dangerous. Let's hear the good news. For regular people or for manifestations? Benny let out a long breath of relief, her smile softening with visible ease.
それでどうしたらいいの？虫取り網で捕まえに行くわけにもいかないんでしょ？
If my memory serves me correctly, the museum is below the hotel. That's where the root of the plant should be, right? The voice came with the sound of quickening footsteps. She was already on the move. Serious, wait! Recalling what had happened with Fenny, I stopped her immediately. Could there be any of that pheromone near the root?
数分の間、気分がすごく悪くなるかもね。やっぱり私が行くわ。クラウリナの情報が正しいなら、私にはすでに抗体ができてるはずよ。
What are the odds of a mutation? Because it sure felt like more than 3 minutes for Fenny, unless it's like, unless it also messes with your perception of time.
コホン、私はさっき油断したせいで隙を突かれたの。ま、ダーリンがいないけどね。
Tossed her golden hair over one shoulder with a flourish, owning it like it was no big deal. There wasn't a hint of embarrassment in her eyes, just a bold, charming wink in my direction. Her voice pitched up slightly at the end. I could picture her furrowing her brow, all adorably serious. I'm not a delicate little flower, serious. I don't need constant protection. Seeing how determined she was, any lingering doubts in my mind quietly slipped away. Stay sharp. Keep the line open at all times. Oh, Mira's here. Mira's voice cut in abruptly over the comms, sharp, cold, and unmistakably curt. Yes? How does that work? No, as far as I know, if the for example, if a lab suddenly changed the head of like the head of the department, then like the janitation crew wouldn't be stopped from working, so like how that doesn't make sense. The words were carefully chosen, but the message underneath was crystal clear. Understand, it's a small hiccup, nothing I'd ever hold against Clarina. Besides, surely she was only able to find experimental data so quickly thanks to your help, right? So, thank you, Mira. The tone shifted in an instant, sharp and flustered, almost frantic. A few words of sincere gratitude had thrown her completely off balance. It made it harder for her to keep pretending I was a villain who'd stolen Clarina from her. Not gonna lie, getting under her skin like that is this was kind of fun. So I guess it's not like on speaker or anything. They're like using a dial-up phone or something. Or just mobile phone terminal, whatever. Before Karina could take the terminal back, Mira had already hung up. Yeah, it's the terminal. One by one, everyone signed off the group chat, Sirius included. She tapped away at her terminal and started making her way to the sub-level museum. Eyes sharp, she scanned her surroundings for any trace of sporogenic pheromones. Thankfully, everything in the museum appeared perfectly normal. Neat rows of growth ponds lined the walls, housing all kinds of botanical specimens. Some with twisted shapes, others glowing with vivid hues. Is that a mushroom, or... It looks like a jellyfish mushroom. I don't know if that's a real species, if it's based off of anything. Sirius let out a breath of relief. Maybe she'd been right. While she might have sounded convincing, a pause of unease lingered in her chest, Crowley gnawing at her computer. Ever since that near drowning while surfing, the feeling had never quite gone away. Oh, so she's not, like she can still be affected by the pheromones, then, because she has, like, a fear in the back of her mind. The harder she tried to trace its origin, the more it slipped through her fingers, like trying to scoop moonlight off the surface of the sea. Eventually, she found herself wondering if there had ever been a clear origin at all. Step by step, Sirius began to slow, almost without realizing. The air grew thick, heavy, like she was wading through some invisible mire. That choking sensation she remembered was creeping back. And then came the sound of waves lapping against the far-off shore, so it's affecting her. Unbidden? What? Or should be unhidden? Is that a word? Anyway, a hazy memory rose to the surface. My eyes. It was the summer before the first descent. The girls from Yggdrasil's neuroscience lab had invited her to her beach outing. Though they worked together for some time, Sirius could hardly recall a single face. Still, their enthusiasm made it hard to say no. So she agreed to come. Wanting to fit in with the group, she grabbed a whole bag of iced sodas and hauled it awkwardly to the beach. It was a private beach owned by Yggdrasil, strictly off-limits to outsiders, stretching as far as the eye could see. It was unusually quiet, nearly deserted. A few scattered figures dotted the sand, some tossing a volleyball, others lounging on beach chairs under the sun. Their faces glowed with relaxed, content smiles, but no one turned, no one seemed to expect her. That quite hit her hard. Maybe she wasn't really welcome. Maybe she was just an interruption. Back straps dug into her palms. The condensation from her soda bottles dripped steadily onto the sand. Like the bag of sodas, she did. In the end, she left it in some forgotten corner, letting it slowly sink into the sand. With nothing else to do, Sirius waded into the sea. The water had been warmed by the summer sun. Golden ripples dancing on the surface, but even then, a faint chill crept up through her limbs. My eyes. Sirius snapped back to herself. She hadn't expected that buried memory to come rushing back so suddenly. Why now, of all times? Was it the effect of the sporogenic pheromones? Unease began curling around her, but stuff like a cognito hazard. Spores can trigger allergic reactions in your respiratory system. That's why Sirius described the air as being thick and heavy. It's her trachea and stuff restricting or swelling, and it's harder to breathe. But I guess it does add to the anxiety. Adrift. Operative locked. Is she already out on the field already? Sure, we just use Chensing.
分析員とサーフィンに行きたいな。よ
You
か
want
った
to go?
よかった。失敗しなかった。花の根っこじゃない？
That is massive. It's not overgrowing, so I don't know how the spores are not kept. I'm back and the bitrate is back to normal, so let's continue. Water surged up out of nowhere, icy and overwhelmed. It wrapped around Seer's knees and kept rising, crawling up her body with a cold persistence. She looked toward the end of the corridor. The root of the experimental plant was just a few steps away. But the water climbed faster than she could move, lapping her waist, then pulling her under entirely. Her limbs drifted, weightless. Her body was being carried away, further and further from the root. The voice dissolved into the water, no louder than a whisper from the depths. The current scattered her words into bubbles that burst gently against her lips. Even as her senses blurred, her mind remained oddly lucid. She could still think straight. Clarina had said the sporogenic pheromone only reacted to heightened anxiety. So, was that fear buried deepest in her heart? In a haze, the gentle voice echoed once again in her mind. Don't rely on your brain to memorize the moves. Feel them with your body. Let the feelings sink in. Make it second nature. Now her body gradually remembered. Long-buried fragments stirred, traveling cell by cell back into her awareness. And suddenly, she was back in that lonely summer. She drifted quietly atop the sea, nestled in a brightly colored floaty shaped like a reef fish. From a distance, she must have looked like a solitary little island adrift in endless blue. Each passing wave wore away at the fragile link between her and the shore. In the far-off distance, voices drifted from the beach. Light laughter, the murmur of conversation, all scattered by the wind before they could truly reach her. Warnings rang out with casual excitement, but they barely registered with serious. Her mind was elsewhere, still trying to recall the faces and names of her colleagues from the lab. It came to her in flickers, vague and out of focus, always slipping just out of reach. Meanwhile, the sea began to churn. Waves grew larger, the water more restless. Even the seagulls' calls had sharpened into shrieks. A towering wave came crashing in, full of the ocean's power. Her floaty stood no chance, flipped in an instant by the violent surge. When she opened her eyes again, all that remained was endless, suffocating blue. Sunlight pierced through the surface high above, scattering into fractured rays. A ghostly play of light and shadow, blurring the line between life and death. Panic surged through her. She thrashed instinctively, legs churning the water, arms flailing toward the light. But just as she broke the surface, another wave crashed down, slamming her back under without mercy. Then came the pain. A vicious cramp seized her right leg. Her limbs grew heavy, her movements sluggish. Every effort to fight the current felt weaker than the last. Gradually, she sank deeper into the unrelenting blue. Salt water burnt her throat, filled her lungs, thick from brine and despair. My eyes turned upward, gazing at the unreachable light, and then a sad question surfaced in her heart. Would anyone on shore even notice if a little island just disappeared? She closed her eyes, quietly surrendering to her fate, until a miracle pierced the blue. Suddenly, a curious warmth brushed her fingertips, firm yet gentle, pulling her back from the edge of death. Warm, soft lips pressed to hers in the water. Someone was breathing air into her lungs. That wouldn't work because water is heavier than air, so if someone was underwater and their lungs are full of water, you cannot force air into their lungs. That's not how it works. You can probably force some air down into like the trachea, but not down the whole lung. Never in her wildest dreams did she imagine her first kiss would come like this. His kind face was so close. Her hair floated around him like silk in the waters never dared to hope for. Something brighter, something new. It made no logical sense, but the feeling, the conviction, was so vivid, so undeniably real. She couldn't speak underwater. All she could do was grip his hand tightly, pouring everything she felt into that single act. Maybe this is what they meant by love at first sight. Even in that beautiful dreamlike moment, a shadow crept across her heart. A sharp ache bloomed in her chest, like something was clutching her heart, refusing to let go. Raw desperation surged inside her. She felt to hold on to everything about him, his face, his warmth. The way he swam to her without hesitation, that smile. Through the haze, she felt herself being carried, someone strong gently ferrying her way from the sea. When she opened her eyes again, she was lying on soft, sun-warmed sand. There's a quiet corner of the beach, away from the crowds. A few girls leaned over her, their faces backlit by the sun, hazy, vaguely familiar. I think I've mentioned this before, but there's one time I almost drowned. It was on a beach. It was like kind of like a kayak, but it's like a mix. It's in between a kayak and like a speedboat. Except it's like air filled, and I was like leaning on the side of the boat thing, and then I fell. Like head first into the water, and then I hit my head, and I just lost consciousness for a bit, and then some people pulled me out of the water, and like people were surrounding me, and it's kind of like this.
人が溺れたって聞いて見に行ったらそれがシーリスちゃんだったの。本当にどうなるものかって心配だったんだよ。調子どう？どこか具合が悪いとかない？
The voices were full of concern, but they barely registered with serious. Her mind felt jammed, unable to process any of it. Yeah, because she was her what's the word? Her O2 was low. She hacked up seawater and sat up abruptly. her eyes scanning the beach in frantic search for something.
大丈夫？やっぱり病院に行く？
He reached out to steady her, but she shook them off, still searching through silence.
私は何を探しているんだろう。
He didn't know. Her thoughts were smothered in a thick fog. It felt like someone had taken and erased it to her mind. The entire memory wiped clean, without a trace. A soft whimper escaped her throat, tinged with sorrow she couldn't name.
シーリスちゃん、どうしたの？なんで泣いているの？
The colleagues looked at each other, stunned. None of them have ever seen Sirius like this. Her fingers trembled as she brushed her cheeks. Warm tears were streaming freely.
よくわかんない。わかんないけど、悲しいの。どうして思い出せないんだろう。
That distant silhouette from her past. It was finally starting to line up with the figure who would stay by her side day after day. The Adjutant. So that's why I chose to try and handle.
脳科学実験室の仕事も大事でしょうけど、ヘイムダルに入るのはシーリス？
え？あ、今何とおっしゃいましたか？
会話中に上の空になるのはよくありませんよ。
すみません。このオフィスに懐かしい何かが漂っている気がしたので。
ん？
私が来る前に誰かが来ていたんですか？
The question struck Tao as presumptuous. Her brow knit tight slightly, but after a pause, she still answered.
さっきまで安全部の責任者がいましたが、今の話とは関係のないことです。率直に聞きましょう。ヘイムダルに。
はい、入ります。入りたいです。
理由は？
理由は、私にもよくわかりませんが、入るべきな気がするんです。
And that's why my heart pounded so wildly that day. The day I first met you, captured on my recorder pen.
落ち着いて、シーリス。分析員はとても優しい人。今焦っているのはきっと怖いからじゃない。もしかしてこれってときめき？お母さん、私恋しちゃってるの？
And that's why I loved reef fish so much.
魚ちゃん、また産卵期に入ったみたい。
So let's analyze her room. Now that you can see it, and we won't be unlocking it in a long time. So there's some plants here, notably a cacti. I can't really tell what the rest are. This is the aquarium. She has this light fixture with a desk. I don't know what that is. Some corkboard thing. Drawing on the wall. I feel like this drawing on the wall will be like in her room by default. Nothing notable here. This feels like, I'm assuming this isn't some like incubator or like an animal cage, like a pet cage. This could be one of those like step stools. Really, what's the word? Like it's this one. It's just not. It's not a cup of tea. It's a waste of space. Like this area under the table, it's it's just wasted space. And then there's carpet with I assume like a one of those like beanbag couch sofa things, seats, chairs.
すくすく育つといいな。そしたら一番綺麗なのを分析員に送ろうかな。
I wish we could decorate our own room. Like if we had our own room to decorate. The many of their decisions and little quirks she'd never been able to explain. All of them, in the end, traced back to the same truth. It had been instinct all along, quietly, gently guiding her toward her favorite person in the world. the Adjutant. And that shadow that had clung to her heart, that lingering fear, had always been the fear of forgetting him.
でも、もう分析員を忘れたりしない。
Once all her thoughts and feelings found their answer, the floodwaters quietly receded. Or maybe they'd never been real to begin with. Drew looked around. The plant specimens stood quietly in their ponds, unchanged. Only then was she certain everything she'd experienced had been a full-blown allergic reaction to the spore's pheromone. Her breath was still a little uneven as she fumbled for a terminal and made a call.
分析
Her voice was brimming with rare excitement and urgency. Doshai, something going on here?
まあね。でも、もう無事に解決したよ。その、いきなりだけど。
You tried to sound calm, but the excitement in her voice was impossible to mask.
私、分析員を好きになったのは、たまたまじゃなくて、運命だったの。
Where is this coming from? Did you uncover something big?
ちょっとだけだけど、記憶を取り戻したんだ。あ、それから、この後ちょっと時間もらってもいいかな。分析員には、二人の時しか伝えられないことがあるんだ。
My internet's fine, okay. Progress 9. Is there anything I can mix in between? I don't think so. I mean, I could do these, but you know. Her light, brisk footsteps echoed through the quiet museum halls. Just moments ago, the one she loved had returned her feelings. If she could have, she'd have run straight into his arms. But right now, there's something more urgent to handle. Oh, is that the root? So why is it a growth pod? A pod is, you know, cylindrical, not whatever the fuck this is. A fine mist of motes hung in the air, blurring the edges of her vision. But now that she had antibodies in her system, she stepped forward without hesitation. So antibodies are a substance that your body generates to either neutralize toxins or to inhibit organisms. In this case, it's a toxin, which is a pathogen, which is the spore, which has the pheromone. They are Y-shaped. That is because that this allows them to attach, like one antibody can attach to multiple things. Well, whether if it depends on what they're supposed to be for. Whether if it's for pathogens, you know, bacteria, viruses, or if it's for allergens. In this case, it's the spores. By being a Y shape, it lets each of them attach to multiple, which allows them to be more easily cleaned up by, let's say, phagocytes, or you know, just sneezed out. You know. The plant's thick gray-blue stalk had long ago broken through the confines of the pod. Oh, okay, so it's the pod that's broken. Shattered glass lay scattered across the floor. The boots pressed down on the brittle, dried leaves strewn across the tiles. A hollow in the center of the plant confirmed it. A spore had fully matured and dispersed. A spore. Spores are small. They're not big. Sears carefully withdrew a syringe and extracted a full tube of regression enzyme from the root at the base of the stalk. The blue solution glowed faintly inside the transparent tube.
よし、これで大丈夫なはず。早くロビーへ戻って分析員たちと合流しないと。
Just as she had started her way back, a sharp scream pierced the silence, freezing her mid-step. Uh-oh.
今のはミヤさんの声。
She just felt her heartbeat quicken. The scream had come from the direction of the hotel lobby. Without wasting another second, she broke into a full sprint. The scream had also rattled Fanny and me.
一体何かしら。
Fanny frowned and picked up her pace without hesitation. Something must be going on with me and Nerida. We need to hurry. Right, I forgot about this art style they added in this event. We rushed into the lobby, only to be met with a baffling scene. A faintly glowing blue sphere hovered in midair, wobbling gently as it emitted odd blooping sounds with each bob.
あれってもしかして。
You gasped, just as Mia finally seemed to notice us. But she didn't look frightened in the slightest. If anything, she looked irritated. Cheeks flushed and eyes blazing. She shot us a quick glance, then turned her focus right back to the floating blob. In that moment, it was as if the glowing blob had entered a fierce duel. Nira stood ready, already on guard, but her gaze flicked to Mia, her expression a blend of concern and really more rage than fear.
間に合ってよかった。
While Mia was still locked in her one-sided standoff with SPL-12, Sirius jogged up behind me and Fanny, breathless. Now that the players had all assembled, Mia had no choice but to snap back into her role as the game master. She shot a frustrated glare at the blob, clearly scrambling to improvise on the fly.
調査員たちは銀粉を持ってロビーに駆け込み、大麻の儀式を行おうとした。ところがあのお方、いや、ウィスパーはすでにロビーで待ち構えていた。これは一体どういうことなのだろうか。なんでだろうね。
Mia licked her lips nervously, eyes darting left and right as she scrambled for a save. Even her hair-tough ears give her twitches, only to droop again in her resigned defeat. I want you like that. Clearly, her mind was tying itself in knots.
ああ、もうこれどうやって説明したらいいの？
While Mia fumbled for a fix, I turned my focus to the blob. They floated there lazily, seemingly uninterested in us. But in truth, it was really inching closer. A halo of phosphorescent powder began to shimmer faintly in the air around it. Mia... What the fuck? Before I could warn her, she suddenly lunged forward and landed a clean punch right on the spore surface. The blob caved inward with the impact, curved like jelly, and then bounced right back.
悪くない動きだ。調査員になる素質があるぞ。
I'm sure she will be. Is this really the time for that, Nerida?
あれ？ホログラフじゃない。しかもなんかプニプニしてる。もう知らない。とにかくあんたの出番じゃないんだから、さっさとどっかに消えろし。最後のボス戦になったらちゃんと知らせるし。
I wonder if it's the actual final boss in this thing. The blob gave a few wobbly rolls, then started to swell. That's when I caught the scent of danger in the air. Nerida. No further instruction was needed. In the blow, Nerida reacted. Shadowy ribbons shot out, coiling tightly around Mia's waist. In a flash, she was yanked out of the danger zone. Well, maybe danger zone was a stretch. Fanny and Sirius looked more relaxed than worried. Fanny cracked her knuckles, looking like she was about to spike the spoiling of volleyball. Sirius, meanwhile, calmly pulled the regression enzyme syringe from her pocket. I don't know who's voicing the blob, but it sounds like Monokuma's voice actor. As if noticing our casual disregard, the spore swiftly shot upward, growing in mass by the second. And in the next heartbeat, it launched a full-on assault. I'm gonna refresh the chat. Nah, that's not. Let's refresh it. Hello? There we go. Bewitchment. Is this the... Yeah, this is the boss. Oh my god, it is the boss. And we're gonna use Fenny. Okay. No biggie. We're just gonna hold left click with her ability. Hall of Oddities, Hellora Sea Complex.
分析さっきの計画だとそれしか使えないの？悪いけど私には
Okay, we're back. Turning the Wi-Fi on and off, see if we do the trick. Let's restart it. We get to rewatch the cutscene, just in case the bitrate or something, or the thing that was blocking the screen didn't let you guys see it. Hopefully the cutscene still plays. SPH L12, Spore of Distortion. Hall of Oddities said Hellora Sea Complex.
分析さっきの計画だとそれしか使えないの？悪いけど私にはもう通用しないわよ。おとなしく培養機の中に引っ込んでなさい。
So we already know how the boss works. What we do is that we just spam the ability. I'm gonna use the ability a bit more because I want to use the ult on him when he is weakness broken. Well, I guess it has like security protocols for Genora, but because of the mismanagement, it wasn't like notified that we would be here, and so it's like acting on its like security protocols.
よっと、へへ、私の腕なかなかでしょ。
There we go. Now for Captain more reading. And Twitch stream is not getting bitrates.
こんだけの迷惑をかけたんだから、ただじゃ許さないわ。
Penny walked toward the SBH L12 spore with a bright smile, the syringe needle glinting ominously in her hand. The blue blob trembled in fear, wobbling as it tried to flee, but Penny snatched it firmly and plunged the syringe in. As the recursion enzyme seeped in, the spore began its transformation. Its plump form quickly shrank, its surface crinkling and losing its sheen, until it curled into a tiny seed no bigger than a pea, resting quietly in Fenny's palm. Penny cupped her hands and around it securely, as if afraid a breeze might carry it away.
よし、ゲット。後で培養カプセルに入れれば、ディノーラ社に返せるわね。
He's hungry. A sudden noise echoed through the quiet space, and Freddy's face instantly turned a faint red. He started to rub her stomach, paused, and shot me a teasing look.
私じゃないわよ。ごめん、お腹空いてきたんだ。
I wonder if Sirius is like saying that it's her, but when it's actually Fenny. I wonder if that's the case. Sirius scratched the back of her head, smiling sheepishly. It's getting late, so and the others probably finished making dinner.
じゃあ早速水上楽園に戻りましょう。 あとはクラウリナに連絡して徹底的に調査してもらいましょう。
I think the sport would have some use cases in therapy or for like horror attractions, you know?
寝てる間にまたこいつらが出てきたらたまったもんじゃないわ。
Relax, she's already on it. As soon as we return to the water park, the aroma of grilled meat mixed with sea salt drifted over us, making our hunger impossible to ignore. Mia, Narita, and Acacia were already waiting by the elevator. Narita stood as cool as composed as ever, while the other two girls looked visibly anxious. The moment they saw me, they visibly relaxed, then both of them dashed over.
分析、さっきは本当にごめん。あれが NPC じゃないって全然気づかんかったわ。大迷惑かけちゃうところだった。
Mia clasped her palms together above her head and bowed repeatedly, looking genuinely shocked. It's okay. Honestly, I'm kind of impressed. You didn't look scared at all.
怖がる？まさか。てか、怖がる要素なくない？分析員と覚醒者が一緒にいるんだし。また、一緒に戦えたらなって思ってるし。
She clasped her hands over her heart, rising onto her toes, eyes sparkling with excitement. Not every enemy is as easy as STR-12. Don't think every battle is a walk in the park. They can get dangerous.
まあ、そうだよね。
Mia offered an awkward little smile and scratched at her ears, her eyes darting nervously as she scrambled to change the subject.
そういえば、今回のリアル RPG、エンディングにたどり着けなかったの超惜しかった。
I glanced at Acacia. To my surprise, she didn't seem all that disappointed. Yeah, sorry I didn't complete the session.
なんで謝るの？別に私怒ってないし、ゲームなんかより分析員が無事でいる方が嬉しいもん。
We folded her arms, and her last two words came out softly, barely louder than the breeze. Even though the session ended early, I've still got a few comments I'd love to tell the producer in person.
へえ、聞かなくもないけど、ただし、ちゃんとオブラートに包んで伝えてほしい。
Raised a brow into her head, like she wanted to look away, but couldn't help listening in. The producer of so many legendary hits would be afraid of a little honest feedback. So here's my feedback. Next time, I want to play with you. Acacia froze, surprise flickered across her face. Melting quickly into glad joy, she hastily uncrossed her arms, hands awkwardly drifting, unsure where to rest. What, shouldn't the dev test her own hit game?
でも、私と一緒に遊びたいって。
Yeah, instead of writing a post-session review, I'd rather turn to you right then and there to give you real-time feedback.
何を？
On how creative your ideas are and how much fun I had playing? Miss Producer, don't bury yourself in work all the time. Hop in with the players once in a while, will you? I hope this is like a call out to like all the game devs to actually play their game. Some game, like most modern games you play have like hundreds of beta testers. Some devs do play the game, some devs don't. For example, like how often do you play a game and you see an actual dev in the lobby with you? It is very rare. I think the closest I've gotten, yeah, I have played with a DE staff in Warframe like once in memory, and that was after years, and that was like a few months ago. I've never played with like, yeah, Warframe is the only time I've played in the lobby with the devs and got to like talk to them about the game. So hopefully that's a call to developers. Her cheeks flushed even deeper. She bit her lower lip, but the joy in her eyes was unmistakable.
今度は私も参加するから。
Also, I just want to say, Acacia's like physique is like exactly like me in real life, except for the chest, you know. It's a date. While Keisha and I were talking, Fanny and Sirius had already cornered Cherno and Mersault.
変ね。さっき絶対ムルソンもいたのに。そうそう、すっごくびっくりしたんだよ。ああ、驚かせちゃってすみません。
Yeah, I was wondering that. Can Mersault now, like, use a physical form, or was that like a hologram? Cherno's voice was gentle and apologetic, her brows knitting in guilt. Mersault, on the other hand, looked downright pleased.
私とチェルノの演技が結構良かったみてえだな。
No, not Skip.
ムルソーと一緒に現れたのはアカシアが先に収録したものを流しただけだから。
Cherno launched into a serious explanation, complete with hand gestures to make sure they understood.
ま、チェルノと一緒に現れるより、私だけを分析員に見てもらえるあの特別感が好きなのかな。
Right, this is a harem game.
皆さん、そろそろご飯にしましょう。
Brought by Marion's call and the mouth-watering aroma, we made our way toward the seaside seating, ready for a feast. We gathered around a makeshift table near the water, the gentle sea breeze brushing past. Fanny sank her teeth into a perfectly grilled kebab and squinted with delight after just one bite.
えんやねの料理、本当に美味しいわ。あっち。
Rivers blew on her fingers, trying to cool them, but not once did she let go of the honey-glazed corn cob. As we savored this rare peaceful moment, sparks of light began to climb into the night sky. Then came a burst. Fireworks, trailing brilliant arcs, like shooting stars across the dark. One dazzling bloom after another lit up the night. The food gradually disappeared and everyone leaned back, bellies full. I was watching the glittering trails slow their dance across the sky. Still brilliant, but now gentler in rhythm. When Sirius quietly stepped up beside me.
分析、この前の話だけど、今なら時間大丈夫かな。
Yo. Let me guess, this is about your jet bar, is it, little goldfish?
それも話すつもりだったけど、どうして分析員はわかるの？
I pointed at the gears strapped to her back, offering a smile. Why else would you be lugging it around? The jet boys stayed strapped in place, which meant her soft little hands were free to hold mine. We wandered off to a quiet clearing, just the two of us. The light spilled like silver, and the breeze off the sea was soft, perfect for a heart-to-heart. So, what is it you wanted to tell me, Sirius?
一つ目はもう分析員にバレちゃったけどね。分析員のアドバイスのおかげで完璧に乗りこなせるようになったんだ。
I do want to know why give her a surfboard as a weapon when she couldn't use it until recently. 本当？
ほんと。だから分析員と一緒にやってみてもいい？
Is that how those work? Once I stepped onto the jetboard, Sirius gently took my hands and placed them at her waist, sorry. It felt just like that day when I taught her to surf. Same stance, same closeness.
分析員に教わったあの感覚が体の中に刻まれたみたいで、気づいたらなんとなくできるようになったんだ。
The soft hum, the jetboard rose steadily under her control. At first, we hovered a few meters off the ground, then glided smoothly over the sea. The night breeze brushed past, tinge of salt, and a soft, sweet scent of Sirius. I couldn't help leaning in, resting my head gently against her neck. Sugoi yo na, Sirius.
そうかな。
It should be sugoi yo. Spurred on by my praise, she grew more confident. Or sugeyo. She dipped and swerved above the water of grace, tracing elegant arcs, even spinning mid-air to face me, her eyes locking with mine. And yet, the jetboard held steady. Time slipped quietly past as we soared, until at last we touched down in the shore's gentle shallows, fully satisfied. Cerulean looked up at the quiet night sky, her voice tinged with soft disappointment. I was gonna say weren't they gone a long time ago, but she has amnesia or something, so... Ah, yes, the anime cliche where the characters confess while fireworks happen, so the other can't hear the confession. Then maybe this'll do. I pulled a sparkler from my pocket, slipped there by one of the girls during all the earlier goofing around. We held a tiny firework together and lit it. I would call it a sparkle or sparkler, but whatever. As the gentle sizzle came to life, golden sparks leaped from the tip, as if eagerly waiting what Sirius had to say. Ah, my eyes. Just then, another firework bloomed in the far-off sky, echoing the soft flicker of light in our hands. Personally, I'm not a fan of fireworks because they're loud, they make light pollution, and the loudness is noise pollution, and also pollutes the air. So, you know, it also uses a lot of resources. You know, magnesium and all that. That moment of brilliance, the memory of that summer day returned to me, the drill drowning in the sea. Letting inside clicked quietly into place. All those scattered fragments tucked away in memory slowly pieced themselves back together, forming a whole. That girl was you? Serious? I'm sorry, I was so focused on saving you, I didn't really get to take a look. And afterward, I guess it just slipped my mind. It's just good. It's blah blah. Ooh. This gave a gentle shake of her head, a soft smile curling at her lips. So she does still have amnesia. Oh my god, it's animated to that degree. Then slowly she rose onto her toes and pressed her lips to mine. All the unspoken love, all the silent yearning, it flowed into that single tender kiss. The world around us blurred and fell away, until only the quiet rhythm of our heartbeats remained. We finally pulled apart. Her cheeks were flushed and her eyes shimmered, brimming with emotion. Oh, what is it? She didn't answer right away, just gave a slight smile and reached out her hand. Is it a fish? No, okay. The moment our fingers entwined, she suddenly yanked me into the shallows, sending us both tumbling into the waves. Fireworks danced overhead, their reflections mingling with silver moonlight on the water. Until both... Thus. I will. Love brimmed in her eyes, spilling into the sea like foam. Her lips were cool to the touch, yet they only the warmth within. Beneath the waves, fish darted through the coral, chasing milk-white beads scattered in the water. Without a doubt, my body had etched this moment into itself, deeper than memory could ever reach. Serious, would you like a fireworks show? Confusion flickered across her face. In the next instant, light and warmth exploded behind her eyes. Hopefully the stream was able to catch that. Okay, bitrate's normal again. I hope the stream caught all of that. I'm not gonna go through it again. Yeah, okay, let's continue. Progress 11. Please don't tell me what bitrate is that again. It's normal, I guess it's just Snowbreak. By the time Sirius and I made it back to the water park, the place was still buzzing with life. The girls had rigged up lights and a makeshift stage on the beach, taking turns showing off their singing talents. But Megna was our game master, Mia. The girl had been with us through all of today's chaos. But you wouldn't know it from the look on her face. If anything, she seemed perfectly at ease, commanding the stage as the manifestations cheered her on, like she'd always been one of them. The girls waved their glow sticks in sync with the beat, pouring every drop of joy into this summer night. Man, I can't wait for Mia to be playable. Palm Beach shimmered with color, but somehow I still felt a warm shade of gold missing from the scene. Fanny. This is her chapter after all. It's her and Sirius' chapter. Trusting my instincts, I slipped away from the crowd and back to this undersea hotel, soon arriving at Fanny's door. I rang the bell and it swung open almost at once, and a soft scent of body wash drifted out, warm and sweet. She went to take a shower while everyone was having fun. Oh my god, the particle effects. Steam held into the light, glowing at its center.
ダーリンったら、私がいないとダメなのは知ってるけど、ちょっとお風呂に入るだけでもそんなに不安なの?
The horse lifted playfully at the end. That last note? Huh? That last note tripping with coy affection. A quick shower, huh? She brushed it off like it was nothing, but every detail told a different story. From the flawless makeup to the brand new swimsuit, it was obvious she'd taken her time. Just as I expected, she looked breathtaking. Every cut framed her curves with perfect precision, every line tailored to dazzle. Busted, Finny gave a sheepish grin, a soft blush blooming across her cheeks.
まあ確かに風呂に入っただけじゃないわね。
Aha! She trilled on bare feet, gliding deeper into the room, her eyes bright with temptation. I closed the door behind us, even with the air conditioner humming. The room felt warmer than the air outside. A few steps in, something soft brushed beneath my foot. I looked down. Rose petals scattered across the floor. I would probably notice that first, but maybe if I was in this room, Fanny would just be that attractive that I wouldn't be noticing the surroundings. I'm usually a very observant person. Usually. She spun around and flopped back onto the bed with a graceful bounce, petals rising and falling in her wake.
部屋の至るところを念入りに準備したのよ。
Her giggle was soft, tinged with pride. I could see it. Every inch of the room had been touched with care. Candlelight flickered gently across the walls, a subtle perfume hung in the air, sweet and intoxicating. Even the sheets had been changed to ring faintly in the warm glow. You did all this? With all this effort, don't you think one night feels a little too short? Oh my god. About what?
決して私のことを飽きたりしないって言ってくれたけど、やっぱり二人の暮らしを彩るためにもワクワク感を届けたいの。今みたいにね。その、気に入った？
Her voice softened to a whisper, and her eyes shimmered both anticipation and the slightest flicker of uncertainty. But there are other ways to keep things exciting. You don't have to always go out of your way for me, Fanny.
他に何があるというの？
We try new things together. That way, we'll build up a collection of firsts of our own. Pretty exciting, wouldn't you say? Let's pick her up. The sun lifted through her off balance, and she wrapped her legs tight around my waist. Without thinking, I was the only thing keeping her steady. For instance, we could try something we both enjoy underwater. Holding her close, I carried her to the window of the undersea room. I pressed her gently against the glass. Beyond it, the deep blue of the ocean stretched endlessly. Inside, the air shimmered with rising heat.
冷たいのに熱っぽいわ。
I cannot tell what's happening. I think our camera is in the water, I think. Can't really tell. Yeah, we are. Fanny's back is against the glass, and num 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 num, and like the camera's inside the water. Her voice trembled, caught between a gasp and a groan of pleasure. The chill of the glass kissed her bare skin, sparking contrast with the warmth flooding her from within. The clashing sensation sent her thoughts spinning. Through the glass, her gaze landed on a large. What? She's looking at the glass? Is she looking through the mirror? And the mirror's seeing what's behind the glass? Hold on. Through the glass, her gaze landed on a large clam. Its pale curve steeped in the ocean's dusky blues. Yet within, the pearl glowed softly, as if wrapped in heat, licked gently by fire. She turned her face away with quiet shyness, lashes fluttering as her eyes slipped shut. Do you know how beautiful you look right now, my little lioness?
そう。私が知ってるわけないじゃない。
She shook her head faintly, the motion sending a ripple through the rest of her frame. I paused. The sudden stillness caught her off guard. Her eyes found mine, dazed and focused, as if her mind hadn't caught up yet. But slowly, that look softened, malting into something tender, pleading and achingly full of longing. That's the fiction. That is not what's happening. Your right hand is here, and your left hand is where the fuck it is. I reached for her chin, guiding her face to mine, gently pulling her out of that entranced haze. Over my shoulder, her gaze caught on the vanity mirror behind me. She had never seen herself like this. The delicate blend of shyness and rapture on her face surprised even her. It was terribly embarrassing. The thought flickered across her mind, only to be swept away by something far sweeter. The thrill of a first time. But unlike before, she wasn't fumbling alone. This time, she could explore it all with the man she loved. At the peak of her pleasure, Fanny felt herself dissolve in the ocean beyond the glass. Wave after wave surged through her until her thoughts slipped free, rising with bubbles, light and sweet. My little Lannis lay draped across the pillow, sweat slicked and spent, her gaze still dreamy. Feel like hopping in the shower with me?
先に入ってて。私はもう少し休んでから行くわ。
It is recommended that you take a shower on average once every 2 days. Of course, if you had like a really sweaty day, or maybe you work in a sewer or something, you know, you should take a shower whenever you need to. Maybe if you're sweaty or whatever, Take a shower once a day, medium twice a day. Just don't do way too many, or too little, because if you do too many, then your skin's oils will, you know, be insufficient, and your skin is going to dry out more easily, and all the other stuff. And if you do take baths too infrequently, then you're gonna stink. Your hair is gonna get oily, and yeah. Only half her face peeked out from behind the pillow as she gave me a lazy nudge toward the bathroom. I still caught the curl of a smug little smile, one I chose to graciously ignore. As the steam began to rise, my terminal buzzed. A cryptic, almost eerie message lit up on the screen.
お客様へ。ホテルの化け物を倒すことができなかったようですね。
That is from Acacia.
しかしご安心ください。夜12時の鐘が鳴った時、あなた様も晴れてホテルの一員になって、みんなとずっと永遠に一緒にいることになります。
Looks like we triggered a bad ending. Right on cue, a chime rang through the room. 12 tolls in total. Shazam couldn't reach. Did they literally cut open the door? Shazam couldn't reach. Did they literally cut open the door?
あれ、ドアノブが見つからないんだけど。
Aren't ghosts supposed to face through doors? Why are you even trying to reach the lock?
ここは腕の長い私に任せてください。
Hold on, I'm gonna check. Oh, yes, it's bitrate is dying. Okay, let's wait a bit then. Maybe I should turn the Wi-Fi off and on again. Maybe that'll work. Okay, we're back, and so is the bitrate. So let's continue. The trio squared and switched positions at the hole in the door, rotating in and out of view in a comically chaotic shuffle. What should have been a spooky scene ended up downright adorable. Nothing, I walked over and opened the door myself. Just the three of you? Where's the rest?
他のみんなももうすぐ来るはずだよ。次の便が到着したみたいだし。
Second flight, so we were like the whole, not like a whole day, but like a majority of the day apart. Really?
いいか？我々は本体に先んじて、君を捕まえに来た特別招待なのだ。おらおら、観念しろ。分析員。ずっと一緒に。
Raise both hands in mock surrender. I know. Do not tell me I got bit by a bug again. Oh my god. And this time it's on my knee. Very cool. Forever and ever, I'll save all of you. Soon the rest of the girls trickled in, one after another, until the room was bursting with giggles and playful chaos. They swarmed me, eyes glinting with glee and mischief, already scheming up the perfect bad ending punishment. Looked like it was going to be a long, sleepless night, overflowing with laughter and scenes. Now we have file 3 and we're done. Oh my god, my bitrate. YouTube bitrate is normal, but my Twitch bitrate is dead. Now it's back. Okay, let's continue. The announcement echoes through the cabin as Mia glanced at the time on her terminal. It had been nearly 2 hours since she left the Hillora Sea and left him. So, why was her face still burning? Just then, a flight attendant walked by. Mia quickly flagged her down.
すいません。氷が欲しいんだけど。はい。氷の入ったドリンクのことですか？氷だけでいいの。
Oh, she's one of the people who just chew on ice. I know some people that like to chew on ice. I personally don't. My teeth aren't that strong. Might just be because I have poor dental health.
わかりました。
When the cup of ice cubes landed in her hands, Mia pressed it straight to her cheek.
私って何考えてんの？あんなはずいこと言うなんて。
What was embarrassing? Just replaying that morning's events made her cheeks flare up all over again. Hoping to distract herself, Mia pulled out a notepad and pencil and began to doodle. The random lines seemed to move on their own, slowly taking shape into face-wearing sunglasses. She stared at it for a long time before her hand, as if guided by instinct, began to fill in the background. Sunshine, coconut trees, a lone seagull drifting overhead. As the sketch came to life, so did the memory of their party. The group of pink highlights rushed toward the landing pad, suitcase rallying behind her. According to the itinerary, she'd first take Yurisu's private aircraft to Velocia, then transfer to near Hintiro. And with everything on such a tight schedule, of course she'd gone all out at the water park party the day before.
もう二度と夜更かしなんかしないから、お願い、間に合って。
Though the morning air was cool and brisk, Mia's forehead was thick with sweat. By the time she arrived, she was completely winded, clutching her suitcase handle in one hand and fanning herself with the other. If I'd known you were cutting it this close, I would have come to wake you up myself.
Huh?
When she saw me, her eyes lit up with a bright smile.
分析員が見送ってくれるって知ってたら、 昨夜はみんなと一緒に分析員の部屋に押しかけたらよかったね。で、
We got closer until the space between us was so small we could feel each other's breath. Her warm, intent gaze locked onto mine.
私がいなくなるの、そんなに名残惜しいの？
Please,
わざわ
bitch,
ざ
I'm
見
married.
送りにまで来てくれるなんて。
そうよ。できないよ。Caught completely off guard by my bluntness, her cheeks exploded with color, and she let out an adorably stunning interjection I've never even heard before. The Game Master performance was wonderful. Everyone had a blast. So it's not just me. Acacia and the others are going to miss you too. You're welcome to visit us as Yakuza. We're all looking forward to the next round of Tabletop Expedition.
それだけ？
Her gaze faltered. Even the little hair-tufted ears atop her head drooped slightly. Also, next time, make sure to let your parents know before you come. Telling them you're off to summer camp and then sneaking all the way out here on your own. If they knew the truth, they'd be very sick.
なんでわかるの？いえ、まさかママのあの電話が。
Yeah, Nimi just got sharp ears, so she filled me in.
さすが覚醒者。すごく小声で話してたのに。今度はちゃんとママに言うし。それに、ヘイムダルの人、みんなすごく面白かったってことも話すから。分析員と、みんなに出会えて、一緒にこの夏を過ごせて、本当によかった。
Gave a little bounce, her voice rising with excitement. Say, doesn't everyone from New Henturia eventually choose between becoming a transcendent or bionic? I wonder which path you'll take the next time we meet. But whatever you choose, I know I'll be excited to see you again, no matter the form.
今度会うとき、
Alright, her ears aren't fake. It's like hair, but like it naturally forms that shape. Then after a brief internal struggle, she looked up again, eyes shining with an earnest, almost desperate anticipation.
でも、私、
As the wind swept through just then, the roar of the propellers drowning out her words. The private aircraft slowly landed, slowly stopping in the center of the landing pad. Safe travels.
わかった。
Mia nodded absent-mindedly, then trotted off with her suitcase in tow. She hoisted it into the hatch and climbed partway in, only to freeze, a pang of wistfulness washing over her. After a few seconds, she bit her lip, spun around, and bolted back toward me.
分析員、私、ヘイムダルに入って、覚醒者になりたい。
Let's go!
この数日、みんなと一緒に過ごして、みんなの生活を近くで見てたら、なんか分かった気がするの。同級生のみんなや先生たちみたいな生き方より、私、ヘイムダルのみんなみたいになりたい。
Mitch, all you've done was be our game master and maybe watch us fight one somewhat dangerous enemy.
自分の未来を描く力が欲しい。だから。
She clenched her fist so tightly, her nails nearly dug into her palms. If that's what you truly want, then you've already taken the first step.
なんて?
Then what you want and having the courage to act on it, that's already impressive.
それって
But I'm sorry, that alone isn't enough to qualify you for the Heimdall Force. Don't be discouraged, that's just where you stand for now. Manifestations aren't defined by the power they wield, but by who they are, even before the transformation. Even when the road ahead is uncertain, even when it's full of danger, they press on without hesitation. As long as you keep going, change will come.
つまり、今の私じゃ無理ってことだよね。
I'm saying that you need to apply to be a manifestation.
じゃあさ、私には何が足りないの?
An application. Clarity of judgment. You gently tapped her forehead with her fingertip. Mia, no matter what happens, you need to stay composed. But that doesn't mean balling things up. It means knowing when to hold back and when to act. To walk this path, you need both courage and composure.
勇気と冷静さ。あんまわかんないけど、いつかわかるように頑張るよ。
Good, but for now, your top priority is to get back to New Hensuru safe and sound. You glanced at the terminal. The time reserved for a connection window was shrinking fast. But at least she got to say everything she needed to.
分析員の言葉、ちゃんと覚えたから。分析員も私のこと、時々思い出して。
Mia might be the first character I want to pull for, to be honest. Pushing from ear to ear, Mia dashed toward the aircraft under my gaze. At the hatch, she paused again, turned, and gave me a wave, eyes brimming with wistful longing. I smiled and waved back, keeping my hand raised until the aircraft climbed into the sky, growing smaller with every second. Just as I turned to leave, a single pale yellow leaf fluttered down my feet. Looks like summer is nearly over. Alright. So that was the Cerulean Getaway story. I want to check something. Oh, okay. I mean, there is this. What's the time? I'm at the right thing. Okay. Okay, so now that everybody's back on, let's do our outro. So next time on Snowbreak Containment Zone, we're probably going to be finally catching up with the main story since there is some time before the next update comes, and it doesn't seem like there's going to be an event rerun. So next time I'll hopefully show you guys more of the base, like new stuff that I've done with the base. I'm going to try to do more of these and do more of the other events and content, and game modes. And, yeah. Not much else to say. Echo, let's see. I'm not gonna pull because I have Nita, and yeah. I guess I could do permanent echo. Why are these? Did I pull on these? Why are there like? Was that numbered like that? This one? Where can I see the pull history? Here. Yes. Log. For 90 days. Okay, so I'd have it pulled for 90 days. Sure, you know what? Let's do some polls. This is the permanent one anyway. And the last one. Huh. I thought this was like, oh, it's how many we've done. We've done 21 so far. Okay. Let's just keep pulling then. Oh, we got another Fenny. We already have it already, though. Another 10. And another 10. That should be all. Oh, Mobster! Oh, we have her already. I thought we didn't have her. Okay. Oh, there's that. Let's do some upgrades. Okay, that sounds good. I don't know. I don't play her. I don't know how good that is. I should probably do some of the character files that give them the manifestation stuff, you know. Right. Yeah, that's all for today. See you guys next time. Yeah, I don't think I need to say much. I think I already explained what I'll be doing in the next streams in the previous streams. Yeah. So that's all. I don't know when the next update's coming. I mean, I could check. But I do want to leave the React content on a separate time. Maybe tomorrow? Maybe tomorrow I just do reacts. I'll look at the new Genshin update. And also maybe react to the new Snowbreak content if there is any. Let me check right now. Snowbreak Containment Zone. All the interlude. Oh, that's the VR stuff. Okay. AR, not VR. Yeah, we've seen these already. So nothing new on the official channel. Off screen, after this, I'll be updating the previous stream titles with the version number, so it'll be easier for people in the future to, you know, see which version it is. And I'll be changing the previous part of the stream to more Cerulean Getaway because my internet did die instead of finishing, so yeah. As always, be good, be well, be happy, be healthy, be nice, be good. Do as many of those as you can. With that, bye-bye. I'm gonna play Delta Force and hopefully I don't die.